Yes. Welcome our viewers. Welcome, Andreas. Today we continue speak about our forum, and today I continue introducing speakers our forum, therapy of grief and restoration of human capital of Ukraine. This forum will take place on the 26th and 27th of September. You know what is our second forum. In this year, psychologists from 14 countries take part in the forum. And now, let me introduce my guest today, Andreas Maercker, professor of University of Zurich. Andres, please say a couple of words about your work at the university and maybe your experience in general.
Hello from my side, Larissa, and all the viewers. I was very pleased and moved by the invitation to speak at the forum in Ivano-Frankivsk. And I will give an overview over the work my colleagues and I formerly at the University of Dresden in Germany and for now 20 years at the University of Zurich did on grief and mourning and bereavement. I was very early involved in the development of a diagnosis in this area, an official diagnosis, and it ended in 2018 with WHO, World Health Organization's officialization of prolonged grief disorder. And my groups and me, we did previously already a lot of work about how best to separate very severe states of grief from grief, natural grief that comes with everybody who loses people. And we did it in several populations, and we did it with people in our country, but I did it as well in the very early beginning of my career in the United States.
It's very interesting. I think that we have a lot of interesting topic in the bereavement, and when we study different sorrow, we can better help the people who lost somebody. So it's very important your work. Thank you. On our forum, you talk about very difficult for pronunciation your topic, particular hardship and opportunities on the areas of grief. Please talk about your report.
Yeah, I think with hardships, particular hardships, I mean that we can separate or distinguish between people with a natural grief and with a prolonged or traumatic grief. Mm-hmm. And then we have to look what are the best techniques and the best formats for treatment of these people. And with the opportunities, I mean, we have now a lot of knowledge about risk factors and protective, in particular, protective factors. And I will tell in Ivano-Frankivsk about these factors and about how we as therapists can utilize the protective factors, namely things that go together with social support, with social capital, with family, and of course with meaning. And I think the meaning in the process of bereavement on people who died during the war is very important. And with the war, I mean, of course, then also in particular soldiers or on duty who died. And we know we can already say something what are protective or risk factors for people who mourn, who grieve. And in addition, I would like to bring in something we did in Zurich University for last 20 years on cultural factors, because cultural factors are so important. And with cultural factors, I mean ceremonies for the deceased, I mean rituals, I mean other things that are important, because not grief does not look like in all parts of the world. It may be different in your country, Ukraine. It's different in China, where we had a long collaboration with colleagues over there, and in countries like Switzerland or Germany.
I think in our culture, we change our traditional in bereavement and sorrow. What about your country? You think the traditional cultural rituals are changing last time or no?
Yes, they are. And actually, the largest change is that grief had been something for the private circle, and people didn't talk about it. It was silent suffering, silent. You kept it silent, and now it's actually it went into society that we have to be open about our sorrows, and that people who have a bereaved who are bereaved can share their experiences, and to decrease the taboo that often went together with bereavement and grief.
Thank you. Sorry, our viewers, if you have any question, you can write Professor Andres answer on your question. And next question. For me, very important to communicate with psychologists, with my colleagues in our country, in our university. Which your opinion? Such event as our forum, it's important for you, for your colleague. What do you think?
Yeah, of course, many of the psychologists and psychotherapists nowadays in our country think about Ukraine and the difficult and sometimes terrifying conditions you live there. And of course, we would like to stay with you in the Ukraine, and we would like to support you with our professional possibilities and opportunities. And for us, this kind of exchange or talking with you, listening what is needed from your side in Ukraine now, and then contributing as much as we can. Hopefully, we can contribute something. This is so important, because I can assure you, we really think about your country and the difficult and terrifying circumstances. Yeah, very often. I would say several times in a week, we think about you and our colleagues over there, like you.
I invite our psychologists to join to our forum. If you want to meet interesting colleagues, interesting specialists, please go to Ivano-Frankivsk. And I remind our forum by 26th. Our forum will be held on the 26th and 27th of September. And this forum will be two languages, English and Ukrainian, so you can understand everything. So please join to our forum. We have only 2 weeks before forum. I'm I wait you. I'm very glad what you go to Ivano-Frankivsk, and I think we have time to drink a cup of coffee and sometimes to see our beautiful, now our nice Ukrainian city. So thank you, Andres.
And I look forward to meet you in Ivano-Frankivsk.
Goodbye, goodbye, our viewers.
Goodbye.